So February 2020, Tory went to Meg Thee Stallion birthday, the same year of the incident. He's seen sitting next to her. And then also Kelsey and Tory looks like they were booed up at this party, in my opinion. Now that is important because the rumor is Megan was messing with Tory behind Kelsey back, even though Kelsey and Tory had some type of thing. That is the rumor. Now, people really started like questioning their relationship in April 2020 when they were seen online a lot together during the pandemic. So all the blogs was posting this live and they're like, we supposed to be socially distancing, but yet here they are. Now, July 12th, 2020 is the night of the incident. Meg Thee Stallion went on live with Kylie at Kylie's house. Tory Lanez is in the back in the pool. You're going to see he's going to come up. He looked like he's smiling. He's happy to be there. Megan looked like she was a little irritated that he popped up. And she made a comment like, don't get my phone wet. And she ended the live. So everyone's seen this and like, okay. But then it got weirder because we seen footage of Meg Thee Stallion later that night limping with blood coming from her feet, helicopters all around her. Tory Lanez handcuffed, Kelsey handcuffs. So cops responded to shots fired somewhere in that neighborhood, but not at Kylie's house. So we're like, what the hell is going on? It was weird she was at Kylie's house. Now this is even more weirder. Like, what? So we didn't get more insight until the next day, July 13th, 2020. TMZ wrote an article and it says Tory Lanez arrested on a gun charge after a night out with Meg Thee Stallion. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So you got to pay attention to titles, all right? But we're going to get back to that. So the article reads, it's believed that Meg was cut on her foot, 1 foot now, foot, from broken glass on the floor of the vehicle. And then cops searched it and they found a gun. So cops searched this vehicle, all right? So meaning they seen glass on the floor and they found the gun. So that story checked out to them that she was cut on glass because they seen the glass. It made sense, right? So further in that article, it says witnesses on the scene said that people were arguing in the SUV before someone fired shots in the air and the vehicle took off. So when I read that, I picture someone firing shots up in the air. I'm thinking up in the sky when I see that. Because it's not saying that they fired shots like at someone. But that's, in my opinion, that's how I interpret it, right? So everyone is like, okay, that makes sense. But then Meg Thee Stallion went on her Instagram July 15, 2020. And she said, I never was arrested and I suffered a gunshot wound. I was allegedly shot and with the intention to physically harm me. So now people are like, I don't know if I should believe you because the story is that you were cut on glass, right? So did the doctors not, like, were they not able to tell that it wasn't glass? Like, people are like, do I believe? Or some people are like, that's crazy. It was just a confusing time. So along with that confusion, Kelsey is silent. So we're like, we need answers. Like, Kelsey, did you do it? Tory Lanez broke his silence to comment on the Shade Room to clear Kelsey's name by saying she didn't do it, right? So then Megan went online July 17, 2020, and she said black women are so unprotected and said, you know, this is not just a messy topic. This is my real life and I am hurt and I am also traumatized. So this is when the Protect Black Women movement in regards to Megan's career started, right? Now, a lot of black women who experienced trauma or any physical abuse, they were able to identify with Megan's statement and they were ready to be supportive towards her and stand behind her, right? Now, zooming out on the situation and looking back, Megan knew who allegedly shot her. So I feel like, why didn't she clear Kelsey's name? Why didn't she say Kelsey was not the one who allegedly harmed me right out the gate? Kelsey is also a black woman and she experienced a lot of hate, a lot of bullying during this time because Megan did not come out right away expressing who was the one who harmed her. She left it open for people to fill in the blank and think whatever they wanted to think. So moving on, August 17, 2020, I think this is page 6, is photos of her in the club allegedly partying, right? And it shows pictures of her feet wrapped. Well, actually 1 foot is wrapped. So people are like, Megan, how are you on Twitter saying you're traumatized, but yet you're in the club partying? How are you saying that you were physically harmed and you was allegedly shot, but yet you're on your feet within a month, less than a month? So people were really just like, what's going on? Even some speculation that maybe Megan put her hands on Tory, that there was a physical fight. People were just trying to fill in the blanks because, again, Megan put out a blanket statement of someone. She didn't say who did it. So people were just pretty much trying to fill in the blank on what they thought happened that night. So I really do feel like this was getting to Megan, and this is part of the reason why she went online on August 2020, finally putting a name to who the person who allegedly shot her. So in this live, she seemed like she's upset. She's saying Tory Lanez is the one who allegedly shot her. She said he's the one that's behind the scenes planting seeds to these blogs, paying blogs. It's his publicist, it's this, it's that, all of the above, right? Mind you, Tory has not came out with a statement about that night, and Kelsey has not came out with a statement. Megan is the only one who made a statement about this night. So a lot of people were like, Tory Lanez is the one that's stirring up the trouble. But again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe he was paying blogs. I don't know that to be true, to be a fact, or to not be true. But I will say this. I feel like Megan cannot blame people for being conflicted. Because one, the first story that we got was that she was cut by glass, right? And she the one who told the story, meaning she lied. So then she comes out with a second story saying she was allegedly shot. And then she wants people to just throw away the fact that she lied the first time and then just believe her. No, it doesn't work like that. If you lied once, a lot of people feel like, why wouldn't you lie again? So in this live, she said Kelsey and Tory is the ones who went to jail. So then she goes on and she says that she was walking away from the vehicle when he allegedly just shot her for no reason. She said she was done arguing. She said that Kelsey and Tory, they went to jail and things like that. So that's pretty much what she said in this live. She said she felt like people are playing in her face and she's fed up with it. So now, I've read the preliminary transcripts from 12/14/2021. You can read them. It's on Mob Radio's website. But Megan is leaving out a lot of details. She left out the fact of how the argument even started. Allegedly, from the transcripts, it started because Tory Lanez was not ready to leave Kylie's house and she was ready to go. But she's not letting y'all know that she didn't even ride with Tory to Kylie's house. So she could have found her own ride. But no, she wanted Tory to come with her. She's also leaving out the fact that allegedly her and Kelsey got in a physical fight. So they actually fought. So it's a lot of details that's out in the story, but yet Megan don't want to tell us the whole story, but yet she wants us to just believe her and don't question her. And that's just not how it works, especially when somebody's freedom is on the line. So let's move on. Oops, I forgot to mention on July 27, 2020, she went live on Tory Lanez's birthday, and this was actually an emotional live. This is just me showing y'all that is indeed his birthday. But anyway, this was an emotional live for her. She was teary-eyed. She expressed how she don't have her parents. She expressed how she felt like she's been giving off good vibes to people, but she was not getting the good vibes back. She said she cut a lot of people out from her circle. So now to paint the picture where we are during this time, she stopped working with EJ. She's no longer communicating with Kelsey, to our knowledge. She's not working with Jonathan anymore. So everyone that we're used to seeing Megan with, she's no longer with them. And then she's saying that it's fake people out there. She was surrounded by fake people and this and that. So putting two and two together, to me, I'm interpreting that she's saying that the people that she's no longer around is the people that she feel like is fake, that they were not giving good vibes, they didn't have her back, this and that. So a lot of people felt like she was throwing shots at Kelsey during this time. Now, I also want to say this, according to the transcripts that's floating around from the preliminary, I'm going to keep saying this because there's some real details in there. After she was allegedly harmed, Megan stated that Kelsey went to her aid immediately to make sure that she's okay. Even when you go back to that TMZ footage where Kelsey is actually handcuffed, you can hear Kelsey asking Megan, are you okay? Then Megan also did not let y'all know that Kelsey was at the hospital with her while she was getting medically treated. So she went on this live and she said that she don't have, she had to cut out fake friends and this and that and her circle, and people weren't willing to give her good vibes and all of this stuff like that. And the only thing that I could say that I felt from this live when she was speaking on her parents that passed away, I don't wish that on anybody. But now looking back on this live, it's like she really painted the narrative that she was the victim in the situation. She did not do anything wrong. She was not arguing with anybody. Kelsey didn't have her back when whole time Kelsey was with her once she was in the hospital to make sure she was okay. And Megan also leave out the part that she was upset that Tory Lanez was not ready to leave Kylie Jenner's party. And then the argument escalated once Tory Lanez revealed that he had some type of intimate situation going on with Megan. And Kelsey felt the way because she had some type of situation going on with Tory already. So she left out the part that she kind of two-timed her own best friend, but yet now she's on this campaign of protect black women when she's not even protecting the black woman that's in her life. You get what I'm saying? So she want people to just look at her like a victim. She don't want us to question her, ask her any more details. She just want us to believe that she's telling the truth, even though she lied the first time and even though she's withholding a lot of information. Moving on. So on September 25th, 2020, Tory Lanez dropped his album Daystar. So finally he really breaks his silence and he's throwing a lot of shade. He's even hinting at the fact that there was some type of situation between Kelsey and Megan. He had an intimate situation with them. So here go the lyrics from Jokes on Me from the album. And it says, I hope it was fun. Me and your best friend, we had a thing, but that was something. She real, but you could have told her, but you did wrong. Instead, you left her out for dead. Girl, is your head gone? Where's your loyalty? So a lot of people were like, okay, so they did have some type of situation. Like, did Megan really try to steal Tory from Kelsey? All this rumors start going on. Plus, a lot of people did not like the fact that Tory even addressed anything that happened that night on his album. They felt like he shouldn't speak on the situation. They feel like he's wrong. He's guilty. Nobody didn't want to hear his side of the story. Now, me personally, I had a different opinion. I'm not going to say anybody is guilty again until I get more proof, more evidence, more facts. So I feel like if he was a part of the situation, then everyone who's a part of the situation has a right to speak on the situation that they were in. I don't care. But a lot of people felt like he should have never said nothing. I don't understand that type of logic, but hey, that's me. So during this time, October 2020, Meg Thee Stallion did her SNL performance, Protect Black Women. And then Los Angeles County filed charges against Tory Lanez. So after that, with the whole Protect Black Women movement and them filing charges, Tory Lanez went on live 10/21/2020, and he wanted to then finally come out with his statement. So just to make it clear, Tory Lanez has not put out no official statement or anything. He came out with his album in September, and then he made this live. So he came out and he pretty much said that he did not physically harm Meg Thee Stallion. He said that there are inconsistencies in her story. It does not make sense. But Roc Nation did threaten him, said that he shouldn't come out making any type of statement. And then he also went on saying that he felt like Meg Thee Stallion is only doing this because she's not used of being the butt of the joke. She used to her peers, liking her being the life of the party. But now a lot of people are making fun of her, teasing her, saying that she's lying and she can't take that type of pressure. So that is the statements that he made on this live to sum it up. So on 11/25/2020, Kelsey came out on her live, right? So from this point, from the incident up to this point, Kelsey for the most part been silent. So she pretty much said like she only came on live because Megan is not communicating with her, right? So she want to know why Megan is not communicating with her. Why didn't she clear her name when she first put that statement out that she was allegedly shot? Why did it take her all the way up a whole month before she cleared Kelsey's name by saying she wasn't the one that harmed me? She also was questioning the fact of why she was being petty and being shady towards her. So during this time, Megan, when she get around her group of friends, they were doing little petty mean girl things. Also, some people in Megan's group was throwing shade towards Kelsey. So she wanted to know, why is this animosity coming towards me when you're the one who did something to me? Like, I don't owe loyalty to you anymore because you're the one who backdoored me when it came to a guy. So let's stop there. She said Megan was on a guy that she was on first, and she didn't understand why she would do that to her because that's not what friends do to each other. So just to sum everything else up, Celebrity starts to slowly embrace Tory again. The court says he can't be near Megan, speak on Megan, or speak on the situation or the case. Tory continues to drop music and drop albums. Megan releases albums, and she continues to say that she is the victim and men are bullying her, right? Kelsey released a diss track where she pretty much responded to Megan, who shaded her on her album. Then she pretty much goes back to being silent, and she eventually gets pregnant out the blue. It's like, wow. So that sums up the timeline pretty much, right? So Monday coming up, it's going to be the opening statements for this case finally. But let's go into this real quick. So Megan did an interview with Gayle King, and was the moment that I realized that I need more evidence because Megan is lying about something. I can't say that I know for a fact that she's lying about allegedly being shot, but she's definitely lying about something else in this situation. So she goes on this interview and she says, one, she was not drunk during the incident. Mind you, Megan was on Instagram, was on live that whole day. So from the point before she was at Kylie's house to when she was at Kylie's house, she's been drinking. She's been, quote unquote, driving a boat. Second, she said that she was not arguing with anybody. She said the argument was between Kelsey and Tory. But if you go back to those lives and if you read the transcripts, she makes it clear that everyone was arguing, right? So then she also goes on to say that she did not have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez. And with me, I feel like that's a lie, but that's my opinion. Now, the opening statements that's coming out earlier this week, this is the questions that I'm looking for in the case. So first, I want to know, how did an argument even start? I want to know this. If the argument started because Tory Lanez was not ready to leave Kylie Jenner's house, why didn't you just leave on your own? He is a grown man. If y'all did not have any type of relationship, no commitment, no anything, you're a wealthy woman. I'm sure you can call, you can afford rides and things like that. Why didn't you leave on your own? Second thing I want to know is this. In the initial article, they said that the cops searched the vehicle and they found glass on the floor of the vehicle. I want to know where the glass came from. So if it was just arguments that's happened in the vehicle and Tory Lanez allegedly shot over the vehicle, where did the broken glass come from? Next, I want to know, how drunk was everybody that was in that vehicle? How intoxicated were y'all? Next, I want to know, it's been reported that Megan asked to get out of the vehicle a couple of times. So at what point did you feel like it was safe to get back in the vehicle? Even after he allegedly aimed and pointed a weapon at you to intentionally hurt you from your statement, why did you feel like it was safe to get back in the car with this man? If he's that dangerous, why did you get back in the vehicle? Now, my next question is this. Did the argument escalate because you had an intimate relationship with Tory Lanez? And if so, why have you been lying to everyone? Why were you trying to keep that secret away from everyone? And the most important question that I have is this. Do you have evidence of the bullets or the bullets fragments that was taken out of your feet? Do you have the x-ray? Because it's been reported that there's some fragments that's still in her feet, allegedly. Do you have an x-ray showing that those fragments are still in your feet? Now, I also want to hear from the witnesses because she confirmed that there is a witness. So I want to know, did the witness really see that you and Kelsey had a physical altercation, meaning that y'all were fighting each other? And why did you keep that information from everybody? If they really got into a physical altercation, why did you go on Gayle King and say that you didn't raise your voice, you didn't put your hands on anybody, and you wasn't drunk if that wasn't the truth? And another thing, there was reports that Megan Thee Stallion, after she was allegedly shot, she crawled into the driveway of a neighborhood. So in my picture in Hollywood, I'm thinking these might be nice houses. So do anyone have camera footage, like from their Ring camera or anything, of this incident? I want to know. I want to hear from them as well. Like, I want to hear Megan's side. I want to hear Tory's side. I want to hear Kelsey's side. And then I want to hear a witness, someone who don't have any type of hands in it, that's not going to benefit from it if it go this way or that way. I want to hear their point of view. Oh, y'all. So that's it. So y'all comment below and tell